Hello everyone. Welcome to our another video in the series on mastering data structures and algorithms. Today we'll be talking about the insertions into the circular linked list. Let's begin. I'm Dr. Prashanki Gupta. This is the link to my website. It contains lots of good materials. I advise you to please visit this website. Now, insertions into the linked list. Again, we'll consider four cases similar to the case of single linked list. Case number one will pertain to insertion of a new node at the beginning of the list. List may or may not be empty. Now, case number two will pertain to insertion at a specific location within the linked list. Now this is same as the singly or one-way linked list cases that we have considered. So in case you haven't watched that video, I strongly recommend you to make use of these links and visit these videos and have a look at them. In case number three will pertain to the addition at the end of the linked list. Let's begin. Let's begin with case number one, when the insertion has to take place at the beginning of the linked list. We have called our procedure CInsert beginning. Now, to insert a new node, we'll be allocating memory dynamically to it. We'll be initializing its information part with the data value that we want to insert. We'll be assigning it the address of the start node or the address of the first node using this assignment statement. However, our task in case of circular linked list is slightly different. In case of one-way linked list, we could just simply assign it or initialize it with the value of the address, and we could simply make start point to the new and our job was done. However, in case of circular linked list, we need to make sure that our newly inserted node is again pointed back by the last node into the circular linked list. For that, we have to traverse to the end of the linked list and identify the last node. For that, we make use of these three statements. We initialize traversal with the value of the start, that is the address of the first node. We'll keep on traversing to the end of the linked list and making sure that traversal link is not equal to start, which will take us to the last node into the linked list. Until that time, we'll be keep on incrementing the value of the traversal. As soon as we reach the last node, so traversal link will become equal to start and this check will fill. So in that scenario, we'll first of all assign news link equal to start, that is the address of the first node we'll be assigning. Then start will be set to the value of new, and then traversal link will be initialized to the value of the start, that is the address of newly inserted node. Now over here, there's a very important catch over here. It is not possible to exchange these two statements because in case we do, then our last node will not be getting the address of the newly inserted node. This is only possible after this assignment has been done. Let's see through an example. We have called our procedure as CInsert beginning. Now we allocate memory to the new dynamically, and this is our circular linked list that is given to us. Now we'll assign its information part with the data value, which may be prompted by the we may prompt the user to provide at the runtime dynamically using the scanf function. Now initialize traversal to the address of the first node, and we'll check that yes, traversal link is not equal to start. Therefore, we keep on traversing through the linked list till the time we reach the last node. When its link becomes equal to start, that is, we have successfully identified our last node. So now this condition in the while loop will be false and this statement will not be executed. Now we'll set new link to start, that is the address of the first node. And as soon as we allocate start the address of the new, now you can see this address will cease to exist and this new link is established. However, our task still remains because we have been able to add this new node to the linked list, but you can see the last node now points to the second node into the linked list. Therefore, as soon as we do this assignment, you can see now this last node starts pointing to the first node. So our linked list now becomes like this. So this is how we do this. This is the C program. These are the header files. This is the structure declaration. We initialize the variables. We allocate memory to the new dynamically. We initialize its data part or information part with the data value. We set traversal to the value of start and we keep on looping inside the while loop till the time we haven't identified the last node. Upon identification, we exit out of the while loop, and these three statements do the rest of the part for addition of a new node at the beginning of the linked list. So thank you all for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. More and more good videos are coming up soon. Thank you.